What is up, guys? Beancrew49 here. We are back on the Desolation map. And I'm sorry to say that we're back at the Haze Tower, okay? It's going a lot slower than I had anticipated. I don't know why. It's kind of daunting. I just do floor after floor of improvements and this and that, and it just keeps on going and going. This is the build that never ends. This is one of the longest... This will be probably, I don't know, I can't say for sure, but this will be the longest build I've ever worked on in the history of my life. So, when this is done, we're going to throw a party. You better come. You better send a bunch of likes and subscriptions my way, because I'm working hard on this building. Let me tell you guys, working real hard. Oh, man. So, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to work more on this fire. What I had always intended from the very beginning, my vision was for each floor that's on fire to just be on fire. And I'm not gonna light the whole floor on fire, but I'm gonna make it look like it's been charred. Okay, it's been charred real nice. Okay, so that's what we're gonna work on today. Just getting more of this smoke cloud done, basically. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the floors that are caught on fire, and I'm gonna darken them up, char them up, add some fire around, do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I'm going to do it in fast forward motion because today is Monday. You guys know about Mondays. Monday's creative question of the week time, where I answer the question from you, the community, and you put it in the comment section, and I read it, and then I answer it, and then we all have a great laugh, and or we cry, or I don't know what we do. We just have different emotions, and that's the whole point of it. Check out the playlist if you're not familiar with creative question of the week. There's a whole playlist of all sorts of questions submitted by you, the audience, and I answer them in the best way that I possibly can with my own unique spin, which is pretty out there, okay? Some would say. That's what the people tell me, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty grounded in reality. It's the other people who are kind of out there. Anyway, I got a great question in this week, so be sure to put your questions in the comment section below, and whatever you want to ask is fine. I don't care. It doesn't have anything to do with Minecraft if you don't want it to, alright, guys? So this week's question comes from Eve C. She's asked some questions before, and she asks, do you think it is a possibility for the Earth to be hollow? Oh, what a great question, Eve C. The short answer to that question is, Eve C, there is nothing in this universe that isn't possible. Okay, take a look around you. We live on this marble flying through space. It's got water, it's got plants, it's got animals, and we all live in relative harmony, surviving alone sort of in space. And it's pretty crazy. So if you think that's possible, why can't anything be possible? Okay, that's the short answer. Everything and anything that you can imagine is possible, Eve C, and all of you. Okay, guys, keep that in mind always, because you know, schools and TV and media and governments and parents are gonna try to make you think inside this little box of what is possible, and they don't know what's possible. They're just parroting the things that were told to them by their parents, their teachers, their governments, their media. And then on and down the line, you're going to tell your kids how to think inside of a box, because that's what you were told, and on and on and on. But it's that rare person who can escape this routine of just submissiveness to really expand their imagination and to actually realize what is and what isn't possible. That's going to change the world. That's how the world changes, by people using imagination in a way that expands the minds of themselves and other people around them. Okay, so do I think the core of the Earth is hollow? Not the core, but let me just say this. I don't know for a fact, but I have a strong inclination that parts of the interior of the Earth are hollow, and you wouldn't believe what you would find down there. And I'm not going to go into it because it goes off on a tangent that I can't even get into right now. You have to really you have to you have to get outside the box, basically, to understand what's going on inside of our Earth. And I don't know for sure. I've never been down there. And the point is, neither have any scientists, okay? Because when you look at your textbooks, when you go to school, they say, oh, the Earth is filled with mantle and crust, and you know, they tell you what's inside the Earth. But guess what, guys? Not a single scientist has ever been anywhere near the core of the Earth. Not a single one. Yet, when you read a textbook or you search online, they presume to tell you what's in the middle of the Earth, even though no equipment has ever gone down there. There's no way to see or feel or taste or touch what's inside the Earth. Yet, a lot of people presume that they know that the Earth is solid, right? And that kind of reminds me of a lot of things, like, let's say when they thought the Earth was flat, okay? What about when everyone on the planet Earth who was involved in science, thought that the Earth was flat. And then, some outside the box thinker comes along and makes them question everything, and they realize, oh, everything we knew was wrong. Or what about when people thought that Earth was the center of the universe, and everybody on the planet knew that Earth was the center of the universe, and then an outside of the box thinker comes along and makes them question things, and at first they ridicule him, they throw rocks at him, they make him seem like he's crazy, they lock him up in insane asylums. So at first they're gonna think you're crazy, but then once they actually look at the things and actually imagine outside the box, then they start saying, oh, that guy was right. Well, it's too bad we killed him, right? That's the way humanity works, guys. So, and then this goes on and on and on. Throughout human history, we've always known everything only to be completely proven wrong. Like when we thought germs were, I don't know what they thought germs were, but, I could go on and on listing scientific inaccuracies that the entire world believed in. Yeah, it's one guy comes along and proves everything wrong, like Einstein, right? Like Galileo, like Isaac Newton. Who ever heard of gravity before Isaac Newton, right? So it takes one person to create a radical idea, which at the time is radical, but in reality it's the truth. But it's the truth that's counter to what everyone believes. So when I hear about global warming, when I hear about the Earth is solid, when I hear about all these things, it makes me think back to a time in human history, which was always when we thought we knew everything. We thought we knew everything. Everything we know is the truth, and there's nothing that we don't know, right? And that's the mentality of humans. That's just how we are. We think we know everything. We think that we have a solid grasp of reality and what reality is. But we're only basing all these things on our five senses, which is such a minuscule portion of what is happening around us, such a infinitesimally small amount of what is possible to perceive is coming through at our five senses. So, like for instance, let's say global warming, okay? Humans are so sure that we are the cause of global warming, right? That humans are causing this rise in temperatures in the Earth. And no one's disputing that the temperatures on Earth aren't increasing. Of course they are. They're getting hotter. But then there's this huge logical jump from the Earth is getting hotter to it's humans! You know what I mean? And it's all because of Al Gore. He's not even a scientist. It's all because of Al Gore. That now science has latched onto this incorrect theory. Humans aren't causing the Earth. That's ridiculous, guys. It's absolutely ridiculous. What's way more plausible are solar flares causing variance in temperature in the Earth. The temperature of the Earth has always fluctuated and has always been dependent on the sun. We go through these ages, the ice age, and all sorts of different ages, and temperatures are always shifting, always. And just because in the last 200 years they've shifted doesn't mean that humans have caused it. That's a ridiculous idea, and it's exactly the same as when humans thought the Earth was flat. Everybody on Earth thinks humans are the cause of global warming. But one day, probably in our lifetime, some outside-the-box thinker is going to prove everybody wrong, and you're going to just throw him in jail, you're going to throw rocks at him, whatever, and everyone's going to criticize him and call him crazy. You might even lock him up. And then some time is going to go by, and then the collective consciousness is going to say, oh, we were wrong about that. And then they're going to completely forget about that thing they were wrong about and go on believing that they know everything, and everything they know is true. So that's just how humans operate as a collective. That's how people are. We're so egotistical. We're so involved in our ego minds. Our ego minds are running everything that we don't allow our imagination, our spirit to operate freely. Our ego minds stifle our spirit, stifle our creativity, our imaginations, and we're so obsessed with staying in the box that our parents put us in. We're so obsessed with it. Our parents and our teachers and our media and our government and everyone that's influencing our society. And you guys got to get outside this box. This box is killing you. It's stopping you from being your true self. I've said this over and over on this channel, and in my life, I've told as every person I come into contact with, I tell this is my mantra through life. The true mark of wisdom is knowing how much you don't know. and this is not a quantifiable thing, but it's understanding that you know so little, that you can't truly believe in anything, because even your five senses will betray you, because like I said, the five senses that we carry are such a small sliver of reality. Such a small sliver. Imagine an ant. Imagine the senses of an ant. If you were an ant and you were living in someone's backyard, you would think that backyard was the entire universe, was dirt and grass. Yeah, that's all you would think. That's all you would know. That's because that's all you've seen is that dirt and that grass in the backyard. But do you think an ant can perceive any quantum physics? Of course not. It's an ant. Its senses don't allow it to perceive quantum physics or anything of the like an automobile even. Okay, something as simple as an automobile. An ant can't fathom it. When it comes to the reality around us, human beings are like ants, where our perception is so minimal, so minuscule, so infinitesimally small that we cannot perceive the true reality of the situations around us. So it's always best to err on the side of humility and being humble and understanding how much you don't know, not judging other people for having different opinions than ours, because you have no idea. All you know is what you've been told by other people. And what they've been told is they've been told, and they've been told, and they've been told, and they've been told, and they've been told. Back as far as you can go, and as far in the future you can go. You're going to tell your kids, they're going to tell your kids, they're going to tell their kids. And on we're just spreading this egotistical viewpoint of reality, when the only way to truly grasp what is potentially possible is to use our imaginations. And that's how we bring about change. That's how we bring about new ideas. That's how we learn about ourselves and the world and the universe around us, is by expanding our consciousness, not putting ourselves in these little boxes of just conformity. Oh, it's so gross to even think about that. That's dirty. I don't like it. Okay, so yeah, get outside your boxes, people. That's all I gotta say. I want to say thank you to Eve C for that beautiful question. I really did enjoy that. Leave your comments in the comment section below. We got the Haze Tower coming through. It's real strong, real nice, real pretty. We got the smokestacks coming, billowing, and yeah, it's coming out pretty well. As you can see here, the smokestacks, I covered up the windows so you can't see out of the smokestack area. And it's looking good. I'm getting there. I just gotta go on, like, I got 4 more floors, I think, of apocalyptizations, and then I gotta do little secret areas, and then I think we're gonna be done. So we might make it in time for episode 500. You just never know. But well, I'll do my best, guys. I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna strive for achievement here on this wonderful map that I've poured life into these past 3 years. We're coming up on 3 years, if you can believe it. It's a long, arduous, but extremely fun and rewarding journey. So I want to thank you guys for joining me on this journey. I want to thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my videos. I really do appreciate your support to all of it, and keep those questions coming, and I'll keep the answers flowing. All right, guys, leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy Minecrafting. Peace.